Good evening. Thank you very much for tuning in to my channel. I am not an expert. I am learning. So perhaps if you are like me, you would like to learn along with me. So today I'll be looking at the basics of functions in Arduino. So to begin, I will use the Arduino website to get a basic definition of how a function works. Functions. Segmenting code into functions allows a programmer to create modular pieces of code that perform a defined task and then return to the area of code from which the function was called. The typical case for creating a function is when one needs to perform the same action multiple times in a program. For programmers accustomed to using BASIC, functions in Arduino provide and extend the utility of using subroutines. Go sub in BASIC. Standardizing code fragments into functions has several advantages. Functions help the programmer stay organized. Often this helps to conceptualize the program. Functions codify one action in one place so that the function only has to be thought out and debugged once. This also reduces chances for errors in modification if the code needs to be changed. Functions make the whole sketch smaller and more compact because sections of code are reused many times. They make it easier to reuse code in other programs by making it more modular, and as a nice side effect, using functions also often makes the code more readable. There are two required functions in an Arduino sketch: setup and loop. Other functions must be created outside the brackets of those two functions. As an example, we will create a simple function to multiply two numbers. If an example is needed, I suppose this can be paused and studied. Alright, so this is a textual example which I have modified slightly just so I'm not plagiarizing. I will be methodical. Int LED equals 13. Int delay time equals 150. Void setup. I've set the LED pin as an output. In the void loop, flash is called, and flash is a function which appears down here. So the function is here, and then it's just called upon here. The function flash is going to happen 10 times, and then after that happens, a delay period, which is defined up here as a global variable, comes next, and then for 3.5 seconds there's a delay. This flash function defines two variables within the function: int number of blinks and int d. Each of these variables that is defined within this flash function is also used within the function. And this flash function is set up as a for loop, which takes 3 arguments, if that's the correct terminology. Int is a counter and it's set as I, and it starts off as 0, and I'm just noticing this for the first time, but these parameters here, if I'm using the correct terminology, are actually defined up here in the flash function. So numBlinks has been set to 10, and int d has been set to delay time. What's delay time? Delay time was set up here at 150. So looking at this line again, which is a for loop, a counter has been set, and when I is less than numBlinks, which has been set at 10, then well, this is not an argument, and then I, the counter I, 1 is added to the counter each time. And I suppose so long as I is less than the number of blinks, which is 10, then it will run through this loop. So I guess this can be seen as a number 10. And so when I, the counter, is less than 10, it'll stay in this for loop. If I becomes greater than 10, then it breaks out of the loop for a delay of 3,500 milliseconds. Well, I hope I got that right, and I'll try showing this on my camera phone. I'll verify and compile first, which I've already Alright, so you saw the previous sketch, which was a flash function. Now I thought I'd like to modify this sketch to add an LED parameter to the flash function. So I think I will add another LED to the circuit. I'll call the original one blue. I'll call the new one yellow on pin 3. I will add a parameter to the flash function called LED. I'll try this. I'll copy this and add it again. I cut it off the screen record, but I verified, and then I uploaded, and it was successful. So now I will try and show what that looks like on the breadboard.